Hi there, I'm Lisa Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me. Put your name and where you're watching from in the comments. I always like to know. I was in Morning Metaphys this morning. We had a really cool idea come out, and that is, that Bible passage where it talks about, but we all with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. What does it mean to have an open face? Like, what does it mean? I know when I was many lifetimes ago, when I was a news anchor, we had actually training about having an open face when you were on camera. And it was kind of like opening your physical face so that there was more, like you were, the audience was more invited in. And we can do that in terms of who are we spiritually? Like when we look in the mirror, are we seeing who we've been made to be by God? Are we seeing the highest nature of who we are? How are we thinking about ourselves? And I know this is not a new concept. People have been talking about it for years. In fact, there's something even called mirror work, where you truly look at yourself and, express love to yourself. But are we open to seeing the highest nature of us? Like, what would you think? This is kind of a trick you can play on yourself. What would you think about yourself if you were the person that you admire the most, the person that you feel is the best example of being spiritually minded and demonstrating these divine laws that we talk about all the time? Like, pretend you're that person, and what would they be thinking about themselves when they look in the mirror? And then do that. Like, what could you conceive of in the highest form of looking at yourself? And then as you go through your day, you act differently. Like you actually make different choices. There's a there's a concept of open face. It's like when you open yourself up, there's that sense of, uh-oh, now I'm vulnerable. Now people can really see who I am, and you're not curating the view for everybody. Like, who are you really deep down inside, and are you open to that? Well, when we know who we are, that's not fearsome anymore. Like, we're not afraid of what people can see if we really know who we are. So if we're open to the highest version of us, we can drop the fear about what people are going to see. We can be open to seeing it in ourselves and know that that's all that other people are going to see anyway. And when we have that, there's that line in Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy, the book I quote all the time. There's that line about holding the perfect model before your thought, holding the perfect model before your gaze. There are a couple of different places where she talks about it. That's what we're saying. Like, open your thought to infinite possibility. Open your thought to that highest version of you, because there's only one of you. Like, really, truly, there's only one of you, and you matter. So I just invite you to that. I invite you to have that kind of open face and really looking at the absolute highest nature of who you are, and then base decisions on that. And if you can't manage it for you, pretend you're the person that you most admire, and ask yourself, what would they be thinking about themselves right now? And what would they be deciding? I know there's that WWJD, what would Jesus do thing? Well, what would Jesus think? Like, let's use Jesus as the example, right? What did Jesus think about himself? I was talking about the Bible story where Ananias is he's visited by a spiritual thought. The Lord speaks to him and says, Ananias, I need you to go talk to Saul, who'd been persecuting the Christians. I need you to go talk to Saul. And Saul had been stricken with blindness at this point, right? Go talk to Saul, go into the street that is called Straight, and talk to Saul, and you are the one who's supposed to heal him of his blindness. And what if Ananias didn't think he was worthy of that message? What if he thought, nah, that can't be for me. I'm nobody. What if he thought that? Like, how many times do we not listen to that spiritual message that's coming because we don't think we're good enough or ready or worthy or whatever? And if we have looked in the glass with open face and seen the glory of the Lord, seen the glory of God in us, then we are worthy. We can listen. We can't act on those things. It's like it just shifts everything. And everyone is benefited. Just think if Ananias hadn't gone to Saul and hadn't healed him of his blindness. Just think for a moment. Okay. I just love you guys. I love showing up and seeing you. And I love seeing what you put in the comments. So definitely let me know where you are, who you are, what you're doing. And if you like these ideas, share. And if you haven't subscribed to this page, subscribe to this page. Then you'll get a little notification when I go live. So I am committing to going live more because I used to go live every day and I'm committing to doing it more. So subscribe and then you'll be alerted when I do. All right. Lots of love, you guys. Hope that gives you a thought to work with. Talk to you soon.